Alrighty boys, what is going on? My name is Garen Baba. How y'all doing today? So in today's video, I wanted to go over my thoughts after, what's it been, like 2-3 days since the reveal of Season 2, as well as Ultimate Sharon. And I wanted to give you guys my opinions on how I feel about her Transcendent mods, her design, the design of her Ultimate skin, and just kind of all that jazz to just really kind of dive deep, because as you guys know, I am very excited for Ultimate Sharon. I was not expecting her Ultimate variant to come out so soon. I was honestly expecting probably sometime next year, maybe like maybe season 4, maybe season 5. That's what I was expecting. That was kind of like my guesstimate. But the fact that she's coming out in season 2 is kind of awesome. So I want to go over how I feel about all the new things coming for Sharon. So the first thing that we have to talk about is Ultimate Sharon's design. Now, I gotta be honest with you, during my reaction of the reveal for Season 2, I was pretty excited, but now that I've had some time to kind of like think it over, as well as just like stare into my my computer screen to really just get a feel of how I feel about Ultimate Sharon, I have to say I really like her design, albeit it's not the direction I would have went in. Because Sharon is like this assassin kind of character, I would have went with almost like a roguey type look, and I think I said this in my reaction video, or I at least said it in my video where I talked about everything that was coming in Season 2, where I would have preferred a much more roguey design. But honestly, the more and more I look at it, the more and more I really do enjoy the design of her default Ultimate variant. Now, when you look at it, I almost said, actually I did say, that it almost had this sun goddessy kind of feel to it. And I don't know what it was about it. I don't know if it's just the pose that they had her in, the fact that the light circles in the background kind of gave it that like appearance. And then also when you look at the back of her helmet, she kind of has like those Japanese like hairpins, like those really long hairpins. It just kind of gave me this like very sun goddessy feel. Maybe that's what they were going for, maybe not, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense considering Sharon's all about, you know, electricity, and she's all about being like stealthy and like being an assassin. So it doesn't really make sense. But I still like the design, like, don't get me wrong, I still really like the design. I think my favorite part about it, and this is just something that I like in general with designs, and like if I were to design something, this is what I would go for, is asymmetry. I like the fact that she kind of has this jacket that's only covering up like one side of her chest area, and the fact that it's white, but then she also has this like black slash translucent leotard that gives like this asymmetrical design that I absolutely love it. It almost looks like they took some inspiration from Ultimate Volby with Sharon's design, giving her kind of like that translucent body, giving her like the helmets kind of have like a similar feel to it. But it looks really good, and I'm overall really happy on the design that they went with. But now let's also talk about the Ultimate skin. Now, the Ultimate skin, we only saw a concept. We haven't seen an in-game render. I would imagine that they're probably going to do the same thing that they did with Ultimate Volby and Ultimate Freyna, where they have like the shorts with the really nice music showing off the base variant as well as the Ultimate skin. But the Ultimate skin, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's something different. It's something unique compared to other Ultimate skins for Descendants. It almost has like this cyberpunk 2077 feel to it. I don't know what it is. I think it's the jacket. I think the jacket really kind of cements that like cyberpunk design, having like the little studs on the shoulder pieces. It just looks really good, and I'm honestly a huge fan of it. So now I want to talk about her two Transcendent mods. So her first one is called Area Suppression.
이게 두 개의 얼티밋 샤렌 전용 얼티밋 스킬 모듈이 출시됩니다. 첫 번째 모듈은 광역 진압이라는 모듈이고요. 이 스킬 모듈은 샤렌의 부족했던 선멸 능력을 강화하는 스킬 모듈이에요. 이 스킬은 샤렌 주변에 360도로 단검을 던지는 그런 스킬을 부여합니다.
360도요?
네네, 맞습니다. 그리고 치명타가 발생하면 재사용 대기 시간이 줄어들기 때문에 치명타를 늘리고 그리고 재사용 대기 시간을 줄이는 세팅을 하면 이 스킬을 굉장히 자주 사용할 수가 있게 될 거예요.
네.
And basically what it does is that it creates a 360-degree 360-degree radius around Sharon with her short swords, and when you get, I think, critical hits with these short swords, it actually makes it so that it reduces the cooldown. And I think this is good. One issue that Sharon has had, even with mods like Release Cutting Force, is that Sharon's AoE potential is not very good at all. It's actually borderline really, really bad. And because of this, Sharon hasn't been good in like scenarios like in like dungeons, 400% dungeons, what else? Invasions. Honestly, invasions, you can get away with it still. In the gameplay footage in the background, you guys are actually seeing me do a 400% dungeon, and you can just see how bad her AoE, her AoE is. Even if I was running Release Cutting Force, the amount of damage output that Release Cutting Force has would still just pale in comparison to someone running an ultimate Freyna or just even a regular Freyna. So area suppression, I think, is a great mod. Now, of course, we're gonna have to get our hands on the mod to see how good it is. Now, originally, in my last video where I talked about everything that's coming in Season 2, I had said that the Transcendent mod, I possibly think that it's going to replace her first ability, which is Cutoff Beam, but someone in the comment section did say that this mod might also might replace her fourth ability because it makes more sense since it's her since her ultimate does, or her fourth ability does use the short swords. I don't know. That could be very well a possibility, and I think it makes a lot more sense than the way I said it, especially since currently right now her fourth ability, Transcendent mod, Void Domination, is just not really that good. It's pretty bad. Like, very rarely are you probably going to use that mod above Overcharged Edge, Battlesuit Melting Rounds, hell, even fucking Release Cutting Force. But I think area suppression is overall a really good thing for the for Sharon, giving her more AoE potential, giving her more AoE. Now, Sharon by default already has a pretty high skill crit rate, and building her for skill crit rate is actually not that hard. So I do think that this is going to be, we might have a scenario where we're actually going to be able to maybe not spam, but we're going to be damn near close to like throwing out fourth abilities if it's replacing the fourth ability, to where we can just like kind of go around and just like start AoEing everything down, as well as having things like is it skill extension or skill expansion? I keep forgetting which mod increases your skill range, but combine that with hopefully skill range affects area suppression, to where we can, kind of go around and just like AoE everything down, as well as get that skill critical rate, and then, reduce the cooldown, and then be able to just kind of like spam it. We'll have to wait and see how much MP it costs, because you might have to build like with stuff like MP and stuff, but, maybe you could run like something like, maybe multi-talented, maybe something like multi-talented. I don't know. I'm kind of brainstorming here because I'm honestly just so excited. Now, her next mod is called Ambushed.
네. 그리고 두 번째 스킬 모듈은 매복의 권력군이라는 재밌는 이름의 스킬 모듈이에요. 이 스킬 모듈은 은신의 효율을 높여줍니다. 은신 중에 이동 속도를 높여주고요. 그리고 은신 상태에서 사용한 스킬의 대기 시간도 줄여줘요. 그리고 은신 중에 적을 척취하면 다시 은신이 발동되기 때문에 무한 은신이 가능한 그런 기전을 가지게 됩니다. 그리고 또 충격탄 스킬을 공격 스킬로 변형을 하기 때문에 은신과 스킬 딜러 컨셉을 더 잘 살릴 수 있도록 지원하는 그런 스킬 모듈이에요.
참, 샤렌 은신 얘기가 나와서 샤렌이 은신 중에 함정에 걸리지 않도록 개선한다고 제가 들었거든요. 그러면 침투 작전 같은 데에서 함정 구간 통과할 때 상당히 유용할 것 같아요.
네네, 그렇습니다. 그리고 또 보이드 베슬에서도 적의 감시망을 피하는데 매우 효과적일 거라고 기대하고 있습니다.
그리고
Yes, ambushed. So ambushed plays more into that assassin type playstyle with Sharon. And basically, what it does is it improves the capabilities of your stealth, making it so that you have increased movement speed, as well as when you get kills with while in stealth, it actually what would be the word? It reinitiates stealth, which is pretty cool. So the I can't remember if it was the producer or the director, but one of them had basically said that you can almost be in stealth infinitely with this mod. We don't know how we who knows, we might even, players might even be able to build it in a way to where we can get infinite stealth, and I think that is really, really cool. Not only that, but it also will replace shock nuts with a offensive skill. So shock nut sucks. like shock nut sucks. Like, very rarely are you ever going to touch shock nuts unless you are deliberately trying to use shock nuts. It is not something you use naturally. Like, if I was not playing Battlesuit Melting Rounds in the gameplay footage you guys are seeing in the background, you guys would have not noticed that I was running. You guys would have not seen me use shock nuts at all unless it was a deliberate scenario where I had to use shock nuts. But either way, I think both mods are very, very good. I think they both play into a lot of the one plays into the weaknesses of Sharon, but the other plays into one of her like strengths and one of the things that makes her unique, and that being her stealth. I think this is great. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about is a Sharon rework. Now, there was one thing mentioned that the developers were going to improve stealth. I don't know if this was just in conjunction with them talking about Ambushed, her second Transcendent mod, or if this was them saying that they just flat out were doing some adjustments to stealth, or they were going to be doing some things to stealth. I have no idea. But I do think Sharon still kind of needs maybe a little bit of a buff, maybe a little bit of a rework to her base, to just overall her at a base level. Because currently right now I feel like Sharon is a little clunky to play. Like, for good example of this is stealth. There are times when you're using stealth and you accidentally double tap the C key or whatever key you have to go into stealth, and it gets rid of your stealth completely. And I think having moments like that is like really, really annoying. But also there are times when abilities like Cutoff Beam feel very clunky to use. I think her fourth ability is fucking horrible. Shock Nuts is just borderline dog shit, and I would completely remove it if it weren't for the fact that we have Battlesuit Melting Rounds. But I'm really hoping that they do kind of give her a little bit of that Freyna treatment. Freyna beforehand was she wasn't really that good, and then they updated her, they reworked her, and now she is the best ad clearing Descendant in the game. And I think that just really speaks true to how well they did with her rework. Now, they also may have taken it a little too far, and Freyna is now in a scenario where she's so strong that even content that hasn't come out yet, Freyna makes that content easy. I don't want Sharon to be that overpowered, but I do think that they could make some adjustments to her just overall base design, no Transcendent mods, no anything, to really give her a little bit more push into the current meta of the game. But that's really all I wanted to say with this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about Ultimate Sharon. If it's not clear, I'm very excited. Like, this is my favorite Descendant. I'm just overall really happy that I'm getting Ultimate Sharon in Season 2. Let me know how you guys feel about Ultimate Sharon. Let me know how you guys feel about her design, her ultimate skin design, as well as her Transcendent mods. I'd really appreciate a like. I've been cranking out videos, you know, as much as possible, because I've just been really enjoying coming back to content creation, especially with the reveal of Season 2. But with that being said, guys, my name is Garen Belmont, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.